Hey there, friends. It's me, your pal, Kelly Zemnikas, and welcome to episode number 68 of It'll Be Fine. On today's show, I don't know if the shirt gives away what we're making. Maybe if it was Homer, that would give you a better hint. Donuts! Woohoo! Oh, I'm so excited. I do love my donuts. I do indeed. And my guest today, I'm so glad he suggested this. Because we are going to have a good time. Neither of us have made donuts before, but that doesn't matter. You can do it. We can do it. We can do it together. Hugo Fonseca Suarez. I hope I said that right. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Man, I know nothing about Hugo. I don't. I'm going to be real. Don't know anything about him. But we met recently on an online comedy show with Villain Theater in Miami, Florida, where he is based. And he happened to mention he wanted to be on a Food Network show one day. And I was like, well, I don't have a Food Network show yet, but I do have a food show, so come on in. And that's how that happened. So you're welcome, Hugo. But man, I'm so glad he's joining me today, because not only are we doing donuts, we're doing vegan donuts, because Hugo is vegan. So vegan friends, come on in the kitchen. You can definitely join us for this bake today. It's going to be good. We're doing cinnamon sugar donuts. How amazing is that? And on today's show, we are offering some love, offering some attention to the very fine folks at Dog Is My CoPilot. Go into the show description. You'll see what they're doing. Help them out if you are able. Or if you want to adopt a new little animal friend for your family, give them a shout. Guys, you got Kelly, you got Hugo, we got vegan donuts, we got this amazing shirt. It's gonna be fine.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
A little bit of a banana, because as you'll see, it calls for applesauce, and I don't have any. So we're gonna see if this works. We need some kosher salt. That's what it is in French. Got some flour, got some vanilla. That is cinnamon. Our friend baking powder's joining us. And I, in place of using vegan butter, I'm gonna try coconut oil, see if that works. That's what you need today, guys. Woohoo! This was a one-off. The guy was only selling, he only has like one of each. Buy one, you can take it.
Oh, that's incredible. I love it. That's a great shirt. I was like, man, solid choice. Solid choice.
What is on your shirt today, Hugo?
It's a Black Lives Matter shirt that I bought from an artist that makes like wrestling shirts, and he basically just stylized it in like black metal font.
That's super cool. I dig it.
Specifically, I'm from a suburb called Hialeah, which is like it's kind of like a strange, 100% like the population is like mixed Latino, and like we have very like specific Latino shops here and everything that you don't really see anywhere else. Very common to just speak Spanish rather than English. So like, yeah, it's a very like its own specific kind of place.
That is super cool. Nice.
Yeah.
Are English and Spanish your two languages, or do you know any?
That's the only thing I got, and I barely speak Spanish. That's the only thing I got. I took French, which was dumb. I should have taken like Spanish when I was in high school, but I took French and I got a C the whole time. It was a bad time.
See, my languages are English and French, and
okay.
You would assume that Spanish maybe would come naturally. No, it doesn't. It just
No, that's what I thought with French. I was like, oh, they're in the same bubble or whatever. Nope. But no, it's super hard.
Well, cheers to that.
Cheers.
Ability to do both. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of stoked to do this today, mostly because like many people during times of quarantine, have ordered things online for like just the hell of it. For some reason, I ordered a donut mold.
Awesome. That's awesome.
And then you came along. And I was like, this is amazing. So, I'm really excited. And we're doing today vegan donuts.
Excited.
Because you, sir, are vegan.
I am. I haven't had a donut in like a year, so this is exciting. Yeah.
High five there.
Yeah.
what warms my heart about this, because we're doing, by the way, for those watching at home, we're going to a website called noracooks.com. I'll put up the link in the show description. But these are cinnamon sugar donuts. And every summer, fall, like around this time of year, in Toronto, we have something called the CNE, the Canadian National Exhibition. And every year, I get my Tiny Tom cinnamon sugar donuts in my bag, and I wander around. And I couldn't do it this year because of COVID. They shut down the exhibition. So I have not had my donuts. So we're both doing each other a solid here. This is, oh, and the beauty of doing this show virtually, because in the before times, you know, I'd have someone here in my kitchen and we'd figure it out together. But the beauty of doing this is that I can bake with anybody anywhere. So this is this is pretty awesome. How long have you been doing the vegan thing?
I'm making right now month number. It's like by the month, so I'm month 9 right now. I was vegetarian for about 2 years before that.
Okay.
But yeah, I made the big jump when the year started. Yeah.
Oh, nice, amazing. I eat all the foods. So for friends who roll up their noses at like vegan donuts, there are some, and we're gonna find out how this one goes. But there are some killer vegan donuts out there. Like, don't judge when you hear the word vegan. There's some good stuff out there. One of my favorites, if the border ever reopens and you get up to Ottawa, Canada, there's a spot called Mavericks Donuts, or Maverick Donuts, and they make phenomenal vegan donuts, and you know, glutinous and animal fat donuts. But their vegan donuts are amazeballs. They're so good. So the first thing we're gonna do, sir, by the way, I have to note there's construction in the apartment above me. So
Oh, okay, yeah.
it might get loud, which is cool. But the first thing we're gonna do is set our ovens to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So
Okay.
yeah, first what we need for this, this by the way makes 8 donuts if we do this correctly.
Okay.
First off, we need to whisk together in a bowl flour. We're using all-purpose flour, sugar, baking powder. Don't grab baking soda, it'll do something funky. So we'll do that, put this together. Oh man. They've been quiet like for the past week in the apartment above me, and of course when the camera rolls they start making noise, so just the way it goes.
I have birds right now, so if you hear like singing, that's them.
It's very calming. I dig it.
Okay.
All right, putting in our flour and our sugar. For baking powder, now just by the way, I do not have vegan butter. I don't use enough of it to buy it. And if you're like me and you don't, apparently coconut oil is a reasonable substitute. You just do 1 for 1. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah, so you can do that. I had a moment of thinking I'll use real butter and then just fake it, but I can't. My guilt.
Get a moral dilemma there.
All right, so yeah, make sure you're using the baking powder. You just need about 1 teaspoon. And we need salt. I have a comically large box of kosher salt for people who are fans of the show. I'm not even close to being through this thing, but I'm excited because I'm using the most of this box than I've used in a while, 1/4 teaspoon.
Nice.
So you need that much. The recipe actually just says salt, but I'm going with kosher because kosher breaks down really quickly and evenly, so it's one of the better salts to bake with, which is why recipes call for it, because it breaks down quite nicely.
I like how you pulled that fact out of nowhere. Like I felt like you had someone behind you with like a poster with like the words. That was perfect.
It's episode 68. I've got to bring my game as I do these shows. Alrighty. And then the final thing we need to add to this is cinnamon. I have ground some freshly, very artisanal of me to do this. All right, and for this we need a 1/2 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. We are going to need some more afterwards when we cover the donuts in cinnamon goodness. Oh, excellent. All right, I'll just show the gang at home. Looks like this. Everything's in the bowl. And if you don't have a fancy KitchenAid mixer, like I've got, use a fork. It's fine. Here's a fork. It'll be fine. So yeah, we're just going to whisk this together. Now, here's another thing I do not have because I frequently don't have things that the recipe calls for. I do not have applesauce.
Okay.
Which I'm assuming is the egg replacer for these.
Exactly. Yeah.
I do have a banana. That's
That works. Yeah, that works too.
going off the rails. So if you're like me and you've got one of these guys at home, this is perfect when you're making pancakes or cake batter and you don't have any eggs. Throw in a banana. It works just as well. Do you remember your first set?
Oh yeah, it was horrible. Yeah. It was a bad time. So I did my first one when I was 21, and I was so discouraged. I was like, no, this is the worst experience I've ever had in my life. I was sweaty. It was bad. Like I was just having a bad time. And then when I was 22, I tried it again, and I had a good time. So that's why I was like, all right, this isn't so bad. I just gotta get over it myself.
That is so awesome.
I think I made the mistake of bringing too many people for my first time, where I brought like 3 or 4, and that was too many witnesses. Yeah.
Yeah, there's something about, as much as I love the support and the club loves you bringing people, there's something about having a lot of people who know who I am in the audience that really throws me off.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure. Mainly for your first time, you're like, they're gonna witness me bomb like so hard.
Exactly. Exactly. All right. So we have mixed that together, such as that.
Yeah.
And what we are going to add in next, lovely. What we're going to add in next is the milk. We need half a cup and 2 tablespoons.
Okay.
Milk. Just grab this here. And this is a pretty, I mean, you don't want to jinx anything. This is not a complicated recipe, guys. Like we're halfway through, so it's not too complicated. And then we get to have yummy donuts that you can take to work, and I can too. So it's good. Okay. All right. So we need a half cup of milk, and then for the applesauce, it says 1 tablespoon. I'm going to imagine the amount of this banana will be about,
Yeah.
give or take. It's all good. Did you grow up in a home that really loves cooking, or you guys were a takeout family, or?
We're a cooking family, for sure, like for sure. Because my parents are kind of cheap. Like they don't like, pizza was like a luxury kind of thing.
Nice.
And yeah, like we just cooked a lot. And then like, since like my parents always want to remember their recipes from like, where they come from, they'll try to like put that in as much as possible. So like every week my mom would make like tortillas and stuff like that. And yeah, like it's a thing that like they definitely pushed into me. Like I love cooking. Yeah, it's great.
That's so awesome. What is a dish that when you think of it, you're like, oh, that's mom, that's dad?
Either like a Central American tortilla, because it's different from like a Mexican tortilla. It's a little fatter.
Oh,
It's kind of almost like a flatbread, like if you will.
gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, so it's like a corn flatbread, pretty much. So a traditional tortilla always reminds me of my mom, or the whole like dish itself, which is like fritanga, which is like red beans with white rice mixed together, sweet plantains, a tortilla, and then since I don't eat meat, I just do like a salad with it now. But it's still great.
Oh, that sounds so good. I'll be over for dinner.
Yeah, you got it.
Toronto's got a good food scene. How would you rate the Miami food scene?
Yeah, there's a little bit of everything, for sure. There's definitely a little bit of everything. I think it's great, just for me at least. Like when I lived in Orlando, there was no fritanga. Like that didn't exist over there.
Yeah.
In Miami, like you'll see one every couple blocks, hopefully. Yeah.
Cool. So cool. All right. What we're going to add next is the butter. If you have it, the vegan butter or coconut oil. Where, by the way, is home for your folks? Where are they from?
They're from Nicaragua.
Oh, cool. Nice. One of my brothers has been there, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, he travels a lot, and I got to follow on his path, which is cool. Well, he did before he had kids.
Right, right.
That's a little different. Yeah, it's a little different. All right, so you will need 1 tablespoon of either vegan butter or coconut oil. Pop this in, and as with most things, like I've been using a fork to do most of the stuff, but for whatever the reason, if you have a wooden spoon, guys, use a wooden spoon. It's just across the board preferred for mixing. I don't know why that is.
Is that really? Yeah, that's the thing?
It is. And
Okay.
I'm gonna, when this is in the oven, I'll go to the Google and I'll
Okay.
because I genuinely don't know why. Like when you got a good wooden spoon, you use that. So just going to show this here so people can see. This is what this is. The coconut oil is there. Let's mix this all together.
I think I put too much cinnamon in mine. That's my only issue.
Oh,
Like mine is significantly like a little bit browner.
it's a cinnamon donut. I don't
Right,
think.
okay. Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
We just aired an episode with Portuguese egg custard tarts, and that you do not want to add too much cinnamon to.
Okay.
You can go back and watch that, folks. Yeah, that was fun. Do all this, mix this together. And this is pretty great. Like, as I mentioned, I've used bananas, and it's got that nice consistency that you want to get. So, bananas are your friend when you don't have eggs or applesauce.
That's true.
Okay. You just want them to be like more on the brown end. You don't want them to be a nice fresh banana. So, in this case, older is better. I feel like I forgot. Oh, you know what I forgot? The vanilla. Dum dum.
I just added it. I was going to tell you. I thought I missed a step. I was like, did I miss something? I don't know.
That's okay. I don't read the recipe before we film. I like to live on the edge. Okay, 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract goes into this, and with that, we've done all the mixing. Like that's it, guys. That's how easy is that? All right. Good. This bake, by the way, will be for about 10 minutes. But as I say on every show, absolutely every oven is different, just like you and me, and that's okay. So your oven might need more time. Your oven might do this quicker. Basically, just when you're baking, don't walk away from the kitchen and watch a TV show. Just don't do it. We're good. You don't want to overmix too much, but you do want to get that cake batter consistency. And then we're gonna head to the We're gonna head to the mold here. What you do want to do, just protect your donut tray. You know, lube it up. Innuendo, guys. But that's cool. Lube it up. Oh gosh. I want to, for the 100th episode, just get a bunch of phrases, like baking phrases that sound dirty, but aren't, and get my parents to read them off. I think that'll be episode.
I like that. That's fun. I think it's always fun when like people incorporate their parents into the comedy, because like it's like, what do you guys think? Like, what's your perspective on this? You know?
Exactly. My parents, if yourself or anyone watching this hasn't seen it yet, they co-hosted episode 50 with me. They reviewed the series so far. That's a fun one because my parents get into some good stories, and it's all good. In my house, my dad is the guy to go to in the kitchen. My dad's a great cook and a great little baker, and
my dad is not. My dad's he burns his food, and he eats it. Like he's like, this is so good, and you gotta support it, you know, whatever.
oh, totally, yeah. you know, even if you make something, you know, because in a cookbook you're going to get like a photo that looks amazing, like the website I sent you for this, the
Yeah.
donuts look on point. It may not look like that when you make it, but it's still going to taste amazing. So don't sweat it. All right. So I saw you did a little spray to your tray. I just rubbed coconut oil through mine. Now you can do either one of two things. Spoon the batter in, or if you have a Ziploc bag, make your own homemade piping bag and just pipe the dough into what you're using. We're going to do this about 3/4 of the way full. Don't fill up, if you're using a muffin tray or a donut thing, don't fill it up all the way, just go just slightly under. I was talking to a friend who's a comic in Dallas, and he was saying that he was at the Improv there, and there was about 250, 300 people, which my jaw dropped.
Yeah.
Toronto, just in the past 24 hours, we went from a reduction in crowd sizes, so a lot of shows are getting canceled. A show I was supposed to do live tomorrow is now a Zoom show because the venue can't operate. So
Right.
but yeah, our numbers here are spiking like crazy. So. Right.
Like in Miami right now, the theater I usually go to, which is a Villain Theater,
Yeah.
like they're starting to try to process the whole like opening up, but even then, like it's so controlled that like like it's not like it's only like about like 6 people at most that can show up for a class. Not even like we're not even thinking about shows yet, kind of thing.
Oh,
you know?
wow.
All the shows are still virtual.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely have no issue with the virtual show. I kind of like how it's gotten me to meet so many people like yourself, you know?
Yeah, that's the best part so far. Like,
Yeah.
you get to like do shows in different places, and I'm like, oh, cool. I know a guy in this place and in this place and this place. That's pretty cool.
Absolutely. All right. You know what? I may get 8 donuts. Yeah, I might have 8 donuts here. I think Nora was right.
I got 6 only, but it might be because I'm using a cupcake.
That's quite possible. Yeah. No, I had, wow. I apologize, Nora. I take it back what I said. This is great. Cool beans. All right. Show you guys in a second what I'm doing. One of my little donut molds, I did fill up a little too much, but that is okay. This is good. And the best part about this, you can eat the batter with no worries.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. I was thinking about it, but I was like, I'm on camera and I'm not going to do this right now.
I just did.
Okay.
Well, that's a good batter. That's a good batter.
Oh, that did come out really good. That's awesome.
I will be licking this bowl while. All right, so let me just tidy this. Okay. So I'll just show you guys at home. I have 8 exactly, which is kind of cool. There we go. And yeah, so the oven is set. We are going to be baking these till they're lightly golden brown, it says. Let's put these in for 10 minutes. Just don't go too far, just in case. The next step will be doing the dip and the topping. Yeah. So once they're out of the oven, just let them cool, of course, for about 3 to 5 minutes. And then we'll decorate, and then we get to do the best part, eat. Ooh, which is good. So we're going to take a moment now and play Get to Know Hugo.
All right, I'm done.
Everyone's favorite game. I've got this a friend gave me a couple years ago these conversation cards for dinner parties, which I've used at dinner parties back when you could have them. Okay, here we go. Hugo, in which room, oh, this might be ridiculous given that we're in quarantine times. In which room of your home do you enjoy being in the most?
I think by default it's become my room. But I'll also say the kitchen. That's a plus number 2. For sure the kitchen has become like a very like, it's like my my commute, if you will, nowadays, where like I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do this and just like not think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the best. That's
pretty fair. Here's another household question. Is there a piece of furniture that holds a special meaning for you?
Not currently, but when I was in college, we had this horrific green, it was the worst couch you could imagine. But like we always found things in it that were like, what? Like, like we once found a key that we still don't know when it opens, and we hold on to it because one day we're gonna solve this mystery. But yeah, that couch for sure.
I will wait for that Netflix series of Hugo and the Magic Book. That's good. I like that. Okay, let's check on our donuts.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, mine are rising nicely.
Oh, mine are puffing out.
Yeah, we're at about 5 minutes, so we got a little bit more time. All right, let's do another question. All right. Ooh. Tell me about the worst job you ever had.
Can you repeat that one? Sorry.
What is the worst job you have ever had?
Worst job I've ever had. I worked at a grocery store for like 4 years where that was probably the worst one because the whole point of it was to do like stellar customer service, like have a robot tone, the whole thing.
Yeah.
And like we had to dress like 1920s like hotel servants kind of thing. Yeah, it was super weird. It was a very weird gig. It's very like people like love going there, but it's also they love it because everyone's like robotic. Everyone's like welcome, have a wonderful day kind of thing. Like it's a very weird place. Yeah, that's probably my worst job. I did not like that gig.
I'm trying to think what mine was. I worked for 72 hours at a bakery in Toronto.
72 hours.
72 hours. Very Instagrammable bakery. Like,
Okay.
yeah, their stuff looks good, but they are psycho. I won't mention where it was, but I was there for 72 hours.
72. That's great. I've never quit a job in 72 hours.
And I love food. I love food, but there was nowhere in the cashier job description that I would also have to do cake decorating.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, for sure.
I didn't go to school for that. I know.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, this is interesting. How do you answer this? What is the longest time you've ever waited for somebody?
That's a deep question. That's a song right there.
That is. Like, if you're talking romantically, I'm still waiting.
Yeah, same. Yeah, no, for sure. There's a timer. It's still going. So
apparently, the dealio with the wooden spoon is that it doesn't adjust in high temperatures. So that makes sense. It won't maybe add a chemical component to the mix. So there are scientific reasons why you should use a wooden spoon, not just because it's old-timey and homey. All right, so half a cup of sugar, cinnamon, and butter. And then just gonna mix it together. Fun. Okay, so the butter should have been in a separate bowl. Man, it doesn't matter.
the butter probably should have been a separate bowl. Yeah. I think it kind of like we're gonna lose a lot of the crunch now.
Yeah, it's still gonna be fine, guys. It's still gonna be fine. If I teach anything on this show, it's read the recipe first. Don't do as I do. But you know what? We've got this. It's still going to be good. We'll just maybe do a harder dunk. Keep a little spoon handy so you can just like really coat these guys good. That mix tastes delicious with a finger in the dough too.
That tastes really good. That is really, really good.
And there's something about cinnamon sugar that I love.
Yeah, for sure. It's like breakfast cereal for me.
Oh yeah. Apple Jacks.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just I'm gonna do my best. And definitely what we did with mixing the butter and the sugars, not the right way to do it, but it doesn't really matter.
It works.
It works either way, guys. You can dunk, you can decorate as you want. Just massage it into the donut, you know? That's literally what I'm doing. I'm just, because it's going to give that nice little coat, that nice little sweetness. And it's also a nice exfoliant for your hand.
Yeah, exactly.
It's doing double duty. What I'm loving the most about this is the butter's just going in the center, so I'm going to have a nice sweet little bite there. Which is pretty cool.
Mine right here.
They're beauties. Oh, I love them.
So that extra cinnamon definitely made them like a lot like browner, but they look pretty good.
No, make sure you send me a little photo of that too, so I can
Okay.
add it to the end of the show. But all right. Well, donut cheer to you.
Cheers.
Okay, you ready?
I'm excited. Yep.
That's amazing.
That was really good. That works.
Oh, and I use banana, so I changed it up a bit, and the coconut oil. But look at that donut. Like, that's a nice solid inside. It is so delicious.
It's not like super sweet either, which I really like about it. It's not super sweet.
Nope, it's got a good little dash of spice and a nice consistency to it. And it's the kind of donut I like. It doesn't feel like really weighted down.
Like I can have this for breakfast. Like I can totally do this for breakfast. This is my breakfast right now. I haven't eaten breakfast. This is great.
Amazing. You got your coffee, you got that? Well, I'm so glad we did this.
That was awesome.
Yes. Let me know what your parents think. I'm very
Oh yeah, I got you. Let me do a full report.